Probably one of my favorite freestyle episodes we've done in a while. Y'all know we do freestyles here all day. But I had the homie join me today, man. You know, we've been going back and forth in the messages in a while, and you know, we've been trying to put this episode together. And he flew all the way from the West Coast
for y'all,
for us. So for those of you not, you know, for those of Bars 95 fans who's not familiar with his rap part of his talents, because this is a man of many talents. We have Pagekennedy on the show today, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be here. You know, I've been trying to get here for a long time. It's finally happened. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I'm secure. Everybody can't just come here.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? We don't care about your name. We don't care about, do the slogan,
skills over politics. That means bring your pen game, not your name.
All that shit he's saying.
So, you know, Paige, you've been at this shit for a while, man. I think you done been to every single freestyle platform, honestly.
Hey.
You know, and
I say the best for last.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So you jump between different industries, man. What's that like for you? Because we talked about it earlier, how I think you're the most well-rounded when it comes to all of the fields. Like, I'm talking about comedy, spoofs, raps. Like, you can exist in all of these categories, and the people in those lanes they respect it. You know, how has that been for you? I guess, how's that journey been for you?
Man, it's been dope. You know, I've been a rapper longer than I've been anything else. Like, I started rapping like in elementary school, like for real rapping, like full songs, and so I've been doing it my whole life. And it's just so funny that when I moved to LA from Detroit, you know, I wanted to be a rapper, obviously, but the acting stuff is what popped off immediately for me. As soon as I got there, it just happened like a month after I got there. So obviously I got to do what was paying the bills, you know. And then once I got to a place where I could start building my platform for me, you know, because when social media came, now you can have your own TV shows, you can have your own network. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna make them laugh, so then I can get them what I actually have. And so that's what I did from like 2013 to 2018. I was just like doing skits and funny stuff, like aside from the movies and TV. I was just trying to build up my name, because before I'm like, oh, that's the nigga from Leprechaun Back to the Hood. Oh, that's U-Turn. You know what I'm saying? I'm all the character names, but I wanted to be me. And the only way I was gonna be able to be me is to create my own world. And so that's what I did. So I became Pagekennedy. And even though you came there to laugh, then I started to like introduce you to the music. And so I've been going crazy since then. So since 2017, I put out an album and a mixtape every year. You know, I was just frequent. And a lot of rappers, they come out, they don't even do videos. I was doing videos for like most of my songs. Like, I spent all my acting money on being a rapper. And so that I just have a deluge of product that's available for whenever people come.
You could tell the passion is there for you, though, because it takes passion to do that. You know what I mean? You take the money from one industry to put it all into another industry. So I would say, is rapping your favorite part of all of the factors, or what? So
it's funny you say that, because to me, I want the effusive laudation for my music. You know what I'm saying? Because me acting is just me playing a character that somebody else wrote. And yeah, I can do that well. But when I rap, it goes from my heart. It comes from 0 to 100, you know, and I'm not just like a artist that's like one way. You know, you hear certain artists, you play one song on an album and it sounds the same way through the whole album. Well, I'm not like that. Like, you know, I have socially conscious music. I have like, you know, bops. I have straight bars. I have, you know, stories. Stories never get old. So I have a story. Man. Yeah, it's hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you got stories, like Slick Rick's stories still fire. You know, today is a good day. Like, it's still fire because stories can't get old. And so I do all of the collection of things, and because of that, that's why I want the music, and like I said, I want the praise to come from that, because that's mine.
So I noticed a lot, you know, from social media. There's a lot of social media influencers that were rappers, but it obviously didn't pan out or work out for them, and they transitioned into comedy or becoming social media influencers. It's a slew of them. But what I noticed was once you become this viral, funny, I guess, entity or influencer, it's very hard for someone to take that energy now and your fans and bring it back to your music for people to take you serious. Have you encountered that? Because I see that a lot, and you know, like I said, I don't want to name drop a bunch of them, but I've seen a lot of them go from rapping to I'm this funny influencer and I make jokes. Now I want to bring all the new fans that I brought with the jokes and being an influencer into my music, and I don't see it translate.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to do that, right? It's kind of like with Jim Carrey. We love Jim Carrey for being crazy, wild, goofy, funny guy. Right. And then he gave us the Truman Show, and we were like, what's this? Even though he was incredible in the Truman Show. But for some people, it's more difficult for them to, like, when you see somebody a certain way, that's how you see them. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to call Staples Center the crypto.com. We don't give a fuck about that. We don't want to call
fucking Staples Center for years since we was kids.
Like once you see something a certain way that you like, you kind of want to stick with that. But I feel like when you are like clearly talented and gifted, they're going to be able to see you. So like even with me, even though they know me from wherever they know me from, when you hear me rap, you know, oh, he not playing. Like he's serious about this. And that's because I was doing this before I was doing that. Y'all just didn't know that side of me. And so I guess it's a little, you know, it's a little challenging at first. But if someone takes the time to do a deep dive, then they're gonna know
that you goes. And like I said, I've seen so many rappers do that, but I also watch the grind and the struggle within trying to get that momentum from their comedy influence into their music. So that's why I asked you, because you've done it so well where the rappers I've seen the respect. You know, I've seen the rappers that are tapped into your brand, and I've seen certain rappers that are tapped into your brand. Those are not rappers that tap into any old body. You get what I'm saying? So, and then in the comedy world, I've seen you amongst the funniest of guys in the industry. So it's like, it's hard to do what you're doing, which is why I put you in to go back to my intro to this episode, which is why I put you in that category. I think you're the most well-rounded, I don't know, influencer. What is that?
Well-rounded.
What's that? Hey, what is that? Influencer, rapper? Like, I don't even know what you call it now, man. Bro. Entertainer. There you go.
I'm an entertainer, and that came from. Listen, all of this came from my love of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is the be all and end all for me. Like when I was a kid, when I was 7 years old, and I watched The Wiz, I wanted to become an actor because of him. I wanted to do music because I saw when he went to his concerts and he would just stand there and then people would literally faint. They would pass out and be taken out on gurneys. And me as an impressionable, precocious kid, I said, I want that. I want to make kids do that too. I want to, and so I wanted to be an entertainer, and so I put all of that stuff that I had together. And so, as you could tell, like in my music, I do stuff that rappers can't do. Because like you know what I mean? Like I have all of those others.
It's hard for them to do that transition too, which is, again, this is why it's so unique on the way you do it. You know what I'm saying? It's to be able to take the rap seriously and then go into the influencer comedic route and then come back into the rap. It's pretty dope. As far as your music, you know, what's been the most difficult thing for you music?
I think the most difficult thing is, it goes back to what you said. If they're hearing me for the first time and they know me from something else, they are like, that's the really nigga. Like that's, you know, they just immediately see, you see that, you hear that, you hear that noise and you're like, really nigga. That's too funny. And so I think that's the difficult point until you dive in. Like, because if you do a deep dive and you see, you know, the skill set, I think it changes. But initially, it's like, you know, like T.I., right? People don't really want to give him a chance in comedy because they like, nigga, this is T.I., right? You're not supposed to, you know what I mean? But once you give like a real skill set and people actually give it a chance, then they could see. So I think that's been the most difficult for me. Okay,
I guess it's the people, I guess the follow-up part, not just ending what you just saw in it. Like follow, I wonder what more is there.
Like seek in there. And like I said, like I have just an amalgamation of projects that are just available. I got like 60 music videos. I got 5 full-on albums. I got 5 full mixtapes. So it's like the preponderance of product that is available for you. You could totally tap in and see what it is.
And you know, for me, I got, you know, I knew the brand for a while, but I got I started tapping in when I seen that, and I was talking to you about this earlier, when I seen the cipher that you did for the
the Slaughterhouse?
The Slaughterhouse joint you did. And I know a lot of you guys also might have seen, you came across it on YouTube. You had to see it. It has like countless numbers of views on it. But it takes so much talent to do something like that. And I don't think that's appreciated enough. And if you haven't watched it, please go back and tap in.
What did I do on there?
Because he was able to take each and every, I mean, you did other ciphers and artists before, but this particular one was my favorite because one, Slaughterhouse, I was one of the big fans of Slaughterhouse, but he took each and every single artist from the Slaughterhouse group and wrote their verse, rapped like them, the freaking word, like Joe Budden sounded like he sounded like Joe Budden. If you listen to Joe Budden, and I don't know if that was something that you just did on the fly or that takes you time to put together or shit like that.
Yeah, that took
What's your process with shit like that anyway?
So I have 3 of those ciphers.
Go watch them for real. Like if you haven't seen them, please go watch them.
Oh yeah, the Slaughterhouse cipher, that was the first one. And that was just because like I was a sycophant of that group. Crazy. You know, because they just had the illest MCs ever. And so I wanted to do them justice. Like I'm not just about to just put something together. And so what I would do is I would take 1 month for each character and I would only listen to their music. I would only watch their videos. I would stay focused and transfixed on whatever it is. Like, so when I'm Joe Budden, I'm watching all the interviews. I'm watching, and I've been watching Budden forever. Like, that's my man. And so I would just stay focused on them for 1 month, you know, and then I'll go lay the song, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll move on. And so that's how I had to do each character. I took 1 month to just completely do my reconnaissance on them so that I could do them justice. So when they see themselves, like rest in peace, my brother Fred the Godson, you know, I wanted the world to be able to see how amazing this man was, because you know Fred was not like super popular when I first found him, but he transformed my life. Like the fact that the way he set his punchlines up and then how he bring them back for you, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yo, he is so fire. I know people probably don't know who he is, but I want people to know who he is. So I'm going to play Fred the Godson, and I did it. And the biggest compliment that he gave me, he was like, man, I wish I would have said that. He was like, I'm so mad that I didn't think of that. That's like, cause I gave Fred some dope ass punchlines, and he was like, and so everybody, for the most part, most of the people that I have betrayed, they all have shown me Lord
freaking rap skills, man. These are rap juggernauts. These are not like basic rap. Like you didn't pick simple rappers. You picked some like
Future.
Yeah. These are. I'm talking about like Fred. It's very hard to try to portray Fred's like a rap of Fred. It's very hard to do that. Fred, rest in peace.
Y'all gotta go see that. So y'all see the Slaughterhouse one. You gotta see the
Fred one for sure.
Lil Wayne and Jadakiss one. And then I did the Nicki Minaj cipher, and that one was crazy as hell too. So yeah, y'all definitely gotta check that.
Y'all gotta tap in, man. But again, that's, I talked to you about this earlier. That's artistry. That's more than just being a rapper. I think that takes a little bit. It takes you above the rapper title when you do stuff like that. Shit, that's even production. That's really producing, honestly. You tapping into certain, even the production of the beat you're using. But I think that's amazing as far as the talent range goes, right?
Yeah.
Hollywood, and and I'm gonna come back to your music, because right now that's what you're pushing. You on your musical journey right now.
Yeah. That Straight Bars 5 mixtape is out right now. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can go get that.
Quickly, just want to highlight it for the fans. You are in the Hollywood world. For the people who just his rap fans that don't know he's in the Hollywood world. Movies that you've been in and opportunities that you have gotten in the past in the Hollywood world. You know, how's that journey been like for you? And is that maybe a two-way question? And is that what took you from Detroit and brought you to the West Coast, or what?
Well, like I said, Michael Jackson was the start of it all, and I knew that I wanted to be an entertainer like my whole life. And so I was just a rapper my whole life, you know, and I played football in high school. And so when I went to college, I went to college as a rapper, knowing that I wanted to be an actor. And then so I started acting. I started taking acting classes in college. And then I went to Grand Rapids Community College. Then I went to the best college in Michigan for theater, which was Western Michigan University, where I got into to Shakespeare there. And then I wanted to continue my education because I didn't just want to be a good actor. I wanted to be a great actor.
Where's wordplay comes from? Is that where the wordplay comes from?
That's where the wordplay
comes
from.
There you go.
From Shakespeare.
Diz, that's for you, Diz, just in case.
Yeah.
Come on, man, Diz. Come on, man, Diz.
Histrionics. The word is histrionics, brother. So yeah, that came from there. So I went to graduate school for classical theater at the University of Delaware, and
moved around a lot, brother.
Yeah, I moved around a lot, man, because you know I wanted to be special. I want kids to look at me and see oh, this is what I want to do. You know, like Michael Jackson, Kobe, that mentality that they have of greatness. I have that in me, and I instill that in my children. You know what I'm saying? Because I want them to be the same way, to not just walk through this earth and spend your time here in a fungible manner, but to make an impact that is grave, that it can never be replaced and is indelible. And that's what I want to leave to the world. And so, you know, that's why I'm so exigent on pushing that narrative. And so, yeah, I went to LA and I snuck into an audition and told them I was a courier making a delivery, and I was just delivering myself. And it was the right time, the right place. And I got my first role, and that's what kicked off the whole acting shit.
That's dope, man. And you know, obviously, like I said, how's that journey been for you when you after your first thing? Did you find as much success as you wanted out of the Hollywood journey?
Well, it was crazy because my first audition, it wasn't even an audition that I got. Somebody told me about it, and I just crashed this audition that I didn't even have a car. Somebody drove me there.
Just dropped your ass.
No, we pulled up to the Sony Studios lot. Now, this is pre 9/11. You could never do this anymore, but. And told them that we was making a delivery to this casting director. They didn't question why is it two of y'all making a delivery or nothing. They just let us in, and you know, that's what started me. And so because I booked that job so easily, I felt like I wasn't even doing anything, and they were just responding so well. I was like, damn, this shit easier than I thought, until the reality came that after I did that, and then I'm going out for all of these roles, and I'm losing all of these roles to popular rappers, because at the time they were trying to get rappers, because rappers can put butts in seats. You know what I'm saying? And so that was another reason that I felt like I needed to get my social media game up, because there's another element to it, you know. So yeah, it's very difficult, man. I wouldn't suggest anybody go to Hollywood thinking that they are going to be in entertainment unless you know that you are unique and special, because it's so hard. It's still hard for me, and I have almost 100 credits of TV and movies, and you know, and it's still very difficult for me to get jobs. So right now, I'm working on this thing that I want to bring. I want to conjugate Shakespeare and the hip hop culture together. So I'm creating this thing called Shakespeare for You. And the first season of it is going to be Macbeth and Compton, and it's basically if you take Snowfall and Macbeth and you know, coalesce them together, and you have that, and that way I want to make it so that the people who are not into Shakespeare, they don't get it, they can understand it, because it's going to become in a zeitgeist that you know, which is the mid-90s music industry.
I was about to say, is that like was it Anthony Hamilton? It wasn't Anthony Hamilton.
No, you talking about Hamilton on no.
It's nothing like that.
No. Okay. It's like the Romeo and Juliet where Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Where it's said in a way that sounds like they're talking like normal, and then the subtext is not the subtext of what I'm saying, but it's the subtext of what the meaning is. So when you're reading it, you know exactly what it is we saying there, because we're gonna write the subtext how we talk.
That's actually fire, man. Hopefully you got that patent or whatever. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's dope.
We working on it. I'm working with Terry Cruz's company, and so that's why I even have this look right now, because this is like the look of Macbeth that is, you know.
Wait, so you're playing Macbeth?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, Denzel Washington played it. He got nominated for an Oscar.
That's dope.
And I'm changing this so that we can have it. I want my people to be able to enjoy Shakespeare like I enjoy it, because I enjoy Shakespeare because of the stories. The stories are still relevant. They're still pertinent right now. And so I want us to be able to understand it and feel it. And so I'm going to make it so.
That's dope.
Make it that way. Shakespeare.
That's dope. Well, you got our support. You know, anything you need from us to push this thing along. When you guys release, y'all need some promo, please. You know, feel free. We tap into the hip hop community. Sure. Big moves in the Hollywood world, music world. Let's take it back to the music world. You just dropped the project. Tell us what goals you have in the music world currently that you want from this journey, because right now music is such an hip-hop is in an interesting state, and to have motivation for someone that's been in it for so long to still continue to make music. I guess, where does the motivation come from, and what's your goal? What do you want out of this thing right now, where we are with this thing?
You know, that's such an interesting question, because I know people don't look at me like this because they probably just now even tapping into me as an artist. But bro, I've been rapping since the 80s. Like if you look on my Facebook, it's like people that, like, I just posted something on my Instagram. Someone sent me a tape of mine, like from the 90s, like and you know,
longevity, brother.
Yeah, longevity, and to be able to continue to like grow and try and change with the time is becoming like more of a difficult thing for me now, because I'm a man of a certain age, and so hip hop is changed so much, you know. It's like, well, how far am I going to change with it, you know, without losing my integrity of what I know this to be? You know what I'm saying? And so I really want the respect, man. Like, I know I'm never gonna be like Drake. I'm not gonna be a big ass artist like that, because like I don't make the music for that type of situation, you know. But I want to be respected by the people that I love and that I respect and care for, and the hip hop enthusiasts. So that's what I'm like focused on, like getting that love and energy from there.
Right. I think that's a good point. I think the focus here, I think we get to that point now, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because we get that point in hip hop now that as an artist, you want, the goal should be respect rather than, because if you want something else, it starts to get funny. Yeah, you know,
you do whatever.
Yeah, it starts to get funny, because that's where we are right now. And I'm glad you said the respect factor, because that still does exist amongst the people who are of that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because imagine how it feels. Look at all the people that you like. You see that give me love, from Redman to Black
exactly.
Salt,
all
to
the respect. That's the respect.
Everybody, even the young cast from Simba to Corday. Like when you see, because these niggas is not liking and commenting on just anything. It gotta be like, something that they hear and they like, nigga, this nigga's crazy.
And I told you, and I said that it's just a matter of like that respect factor coming from the industry personnel that are respected as well. That's dope to see. You know, whenever I watch some of your freestyles that go online, and you know, I check the comments, and it's like you see certain rappers in there. It's like he's well liked by his peers. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's hard for certain. It's hard to get that.
It's hard to get that, and it's like OGs, because you gotta remember, like I said, I've been doing this for so long. Some of these OGs I came up with, but I didn't have a record deal. So back then, if you didn't have a record deal, people don't know you. I would just like have to give my tapes out and like regionally and locally. But I've been with all of the bro. I used to do shows with Biggie. Like I got me and Loonies, Yuckmouth from the Loonies. We battled in Biggie hotel room. Like, you know, like I've been with the top echelons of people for so long, and they all love and respect me. It's just, you know, I never like had a deal, so that's why people didn't know me from before.
That's crazy. Well, the quintessential representation of longevity when it comes to a rapper, this is what it looks like. Yeah. And now we're talking maybe 30 years in, you got a project. I like to say that sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? 30 years in the industry, you got a new project out.
Right now, 40 years. I'm 47
40
years old.
In there. So you've been rapping for
I've been rapping for 40 years,
so
bro.
40 years in there, he got a new...
God damn, this nigga old. God, I see this motherfucker.
Nigga said, damn. He said, you got a brand new project. 40 years in, you got a brand new project. You got a movie working in Hollywood. Got a new movie on the way. I mean, that's fortunate. A lot of rappers, like, big rappers can't even talk like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, more power to you. You know, for our fans that's tapped in, because, again, I could go all day with you, and I know you got things to do. For the fans that are just tapped in, for the old fans, new fans, you know, what you want to leave them with so we could, before we sign off?
I mean, listen, man, I just want you guys to tap in, like, to actually do your full reconnaissance, you know what I'm saying? To check out, you know, all of the material that I have, because I did drop an album. Oh, I have incredible features on my albums and mixtapes. Like, if y'all like bars, my features are like the illest, from Royce the 5'9", to Crooked Eye, to Elzai, to on this new every straight bars mixtape I have. I got 5 of them. I do a posse track on the last song, and the posse track, I'm the only person that's doing these posse tracks. And Crooked Eye, everybody, they'll tell you they're the most incredible shit ever. The first one had Crooked Eye, it had Cassidy, it had Mickey Fax, it had
What I mean.
Look, I've had 3D Nati on this last one. I had Logic. I had Ciroc. I had Big Pun's son Chris Rivers. I had Mickey Fax. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? So it's just
it's rappers.
Yeah,
you name it. Rappers.
And listen, man. And also, look, I know you ain't asked me this, but I'm gonna say it anyway about like the juncture that we're in right now, which is a very interesting time in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the whole battle beef situation.
I was gonna end it with that. How you feel about the Cole apologizing?
Oh yeah. So this is how, because you know I'm not like a street nigga. I'm not like I'm somebody
street
who,
though.
No. Hold on. No, I'm just like
got you.
Like explaining like where I come from and how I'm a pacifist as well. So that this is why I can somewhat like espouse him needing to do this for his own personal thing, because every man needs to be able to live his life in a way that he's able to sleep at night. Because if you can't sleep at night, it doesn't matter if you're trying to do something to appease the masses or what they think that you should do in your life. You have to do what literally allows you to be able to have rest in your soul and your heart. And if he felt like I don't have an issue with this dude, and I was reaching, even trying to make this because everybody's putting this power pack on my back and coercing me to make something that I don't even really feel in my heart to do, then it makes me feel nasty. It makes me feel wrong. So I understood that. But I also would like to say that this is art. Is competitive, you know, where the right hooks is, you know what I'm saying? I think with them is not necessarily some street shit like how some other people could be. I feel like with them, you got the juggernauts of rap, and it really could have just been on some Jay-Z and Nas shit, where we got and made kids realize it's still okay to care about words. Right. Because I don't think y'all motherfuckers care about words right now. And they had an ability to foment others to want to be able to write, to want to be able to be creative. You look at, no offense, Quavo and Chris Brown. I think they was kind of like throwing shots at that. And I'm listening to Quavo's diss to Chris Brown, and it just hit different than Kendrick Lamar, and it just felt a little different, you know. And so I wanted the world to be able to see what it should look like, and you aspire to be that if you want to.
Hey, if they ain't doing it, Quavo, Chris Brown got y'all, man. If they ain't doing it, fuck it. But you know, like I said, I always, you know, for these type of conversations, I always like the fact that hip hop can do this. We can always go back to this, and that's rap. And I hate if we get to a point where we can't go back.
Yeah.
Like, we need to be able to go back to rap.
Yeah.
And I count on certain people to be able to take us back to that.
Yeah.
So when Cole does stuff like that, it's like you need to be able to take it back to rap. That's all this is. For me, at least. I don't know.
And
what
maybe he'll come back around. Maybe they'll say enough to him where he's
like,
nah, I got something feel to say.
Some kind of way. You just wanted to rap when you heard these things.
It made you want to rap.
It made, like, if he was a rapper, he's like, nah, this nigga's better than me. They just make you want to rap.
Everybody want to rap. Look at Simba. Look at 3D Nati. Look at
that's
like
all
the
I'm
people
saying,
that
bro.
are. It's
all
like making them. It's encouraging them to want to go right, and that's what we need.
That's what it is.
We need rappers that want to rap. As opposed to just making music to make people dance and bob their head.
Because that still exists and that needs to exist. It should coexist with everything that's going on. But again, I could talk to y'all all. Y'all know I could talk to y'all all day about this shit. But my brother Pagekennedy, I greatly appreciate you joining us today. You know, we had a special freestyle he did. You're probably gonna hear that first before this interview. So, you know, I appreciate you tapping in. For everybody that's home, make sure you tap into everything he got going on. One of the guys, anybody we invite on this show, we co-sign, we support them, we show love to them. That's why we don't just put anybody up here. So greatly appreciate everybody that's home tapping in. Paige, appreciate you pulling up on us, man.
Pagekennedy, baby. Tap in. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
AB signing off.
Shout out to Diz.
My brother Diz.
Subscribe now.